It's just gone 11 o'clock on Friday the 1st of March. It's March already, I don't know how we've got there. It's the fifth and final Q&A sessions. We're live at Markeaton Street today. In these 2013 UDSU elections, a big hello for everyone who is joining us, watching us on the live feed at d1radio.com/elections, listening to us on the D1 player, or in our student retail shops as well. That's a big hello to Cadiz and Artique. We are probably going to get the question and answer sessions underway about 11:15 today. I say that, there's no sign of James Beckett yet. So we'll be providing non-stop music and a bit of discussion in between. I'm Callum Farmer, a very good morning to you. So this is the UDSU elections. It's the fifth question and answer sessions live from Markeaton Street, Friday the 1st of March. It's just gone 11 o'clock. Here's Sam and the Womp now.
I'm the cat with the bass and drum, going around like bum bum bum. I'm the cat with the bass and drum, going around like bum bum bum. What's grooving? I'm moving. I like your style of womping. How charming, just a rapper. Load him up and beat that snapper. I was 16 pints of rum and then I go bum bum. Blowing up in the dark in the night and so I go oh I brought a pie in my pocket, and I am a singer. No got life, no got style, no got nothing on my mind, but I'm so cool and I'm so groovy when I go bum bum bum.
We are your student radio station. We are D1.
Yo, Chuck, bust the move, man. I was on my way up here to the studio, you know what I'm saying? And this brother stopped me and asked me, yo, what's up with that brother Chucky D? He swear he nice. I said, yo, the brother don't swear he nice, he knows he's nice, you know what I'm saying? So Chuck, I got a feeling you turning into a public enemy, man. Now remember that line you was kicking to me on the way out to LA Lounge in Queens while we was in the car on our way to the shop? Well, yo, right now, kick the bass for them brothers and let them know what goes on.
Rolling stones in the rap game, not bragging. Lip bigger than Jagger, not sagging. Spell it backwards, I'ma leave it at that. That ain't got nothing to do with rap. Shut the backs, expose those cats who pose as heroes, take advantage of blacks. Your government's gangsters, so cut the crap. A war going on, so where y'all at? I like the power, cause great responsibility. F the police, who's stopping you from killing me? Disasters, fiascos, on loop by PE. If it's I instead of we believe in TV. Spreading rich adventures is new things. masses move as the masses switches. System distant but barely missed her. My soul attempts to save my brothers and sisters. Get up,
Just like that.
get up,
Just like that.
get up,
Just like that.
get up.
Just like that. Yeah, that's right, Chuck, man. That's what you gotta do. You got to tell them just like that. You know what I'm saying? Cause yo, man, let me tell you a little something, man. These brothers running around hard-headed, they get a little jealous, you know what I'm saying? Just like that, you know, they try to bring you down with them. But yo, Chuck, you got to tell them just like that.
Screaming gangster 20 years later. Of course, endorsed while consciousness faded. New generations believe in them fables. Gangster boogie on 2 turntables. Show no love, so it's easy to hate it. Desecrated while the coroner waited. Any given Sunday, so where y'all rated? With slavery lynching and them drugs infiltrated. I'm like that doll Chucky, baby. Keep coming back to live love life like I'm crazy. Keep it moving, rising to the top. Duck fresh, clean living, you don't stop. Revolution means change, don't look at me strange. So I can't repeat what other rappers be saying. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. Harder than you think is a beautiful thing. Get up,
Just like that.
get up,
Just like that.
get up,
Just like that.
get up.
Just like that. Yeah, that's right, Chuck, man. That's what you gotta do. You got to tell them just like that. You know what I'm saying? Cause yo, man, let me tell you a little something, man. These brothers running around hard-headed, they get a little jealous, you know what I'm saying? Just like that, you know, they try to bring you down with them. But yo, Chuck, you got to tell them just like that.
So it's time to leave you a preview, so you too can review what we do. 20 years in this business, how you sell soul, gee whiz. People bear witness. Thank you for letting us be ourselves. So don't mind me if I repeat myself. These simple lines be good for your health, to keep them crime rhymes on the shelf. Live love life like you just don't care. 5,000 leaders never scared. Rain and noise is the moment they feared. Get up, still a beautiful idea. Get up, throw your hands in the air. Get up and show no fear. Get up if y'all really care. You need 20 years, now get up.
Yeah, that's right. We're public enemy number 1 in New York. Public enemy number 1 in Philly. Public enemy number 1 in DC. Public enemy number 1 in Cleveland, Ohio.
Hello, good morning. We are live from Markeaton Street. Thank you for tuning in to D1. It's just gone 10 past 11. And it's the 5th and final Q&A sessions of these 2013 UDSU elections. Hello, I'm Callum Farmer. I'm the Assistant Manager of D1. Very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Right, we'll be getting underway very shortly. James Beckett has given the 5-minute call to all candidates. And we shall be starting very shortly. But first, in the meantime, here's The Wanted. It's I Found You. It plays on D1. We're live from Markeaton Street for the 5th and final UDSU elections Q&A.
She wants me to come over, I can tell her eyes don't lie. She's calling me in the dark. She moves us where the room around the lights up like the sky. Confidence like a rock star. I wanna put my hands on her hands, feel the heat from her skin. Get reckless in the starlight. I'm moving to the beat of her heart. I was so lost until tonight. Tonight I found you. for the peace of mind. Just when I'm giving up, looking for some kind of sun, that's when I found you.
UDSU elections covered on D1.
Good morning, it's just gone 11:15 here. We're live at Markeaton Street for the fifth and final Q&A session for these 2013 UDSU elections. It's now time to hand over to the chair of the AMC and your current student president, James Beckett.
I've not got him. Hello there, welcome to today's question and answer session, which is the fifth one of this week and final one at Markeaton Street. My name, as Callum introduced me earlier, is James Beckett. I am the chair of the EMC, so the Elections Monitoring Committee, and also your Student Union President. In a moment, I will begin to call up candidates running for the positions of officer trustees, part-time officers, reps, and also NUS delegates. Just to let you know that all these Q&A sessions are streamed live, and there's also photography throughout. And also the live streams will be made available on YouTube after each session. Voting is currently open and will remain open to 12 p.m. next Tuesday, so that's Tuesday the 5th of March. And as students at the University of Derby and therefore members of the Students' Union, you're entitled to cast your vote and decide who you would like to see lead your union into the next academic year and represent your views and voice to the university. The following question and answer session is here to offer the further insight into each candidate about what they're running for and also what they're able to provide you should their campaign prove successful. Voting is done through the single transferable voting method, which is preferred by most unions nationwide, as it gives the voter the options to order in preference of their preferred candidate. We're doing online voting this year for those who are part of the University of Derby group, but for those in Leek College, we are going back to the traditional paper-based ballot. Voting is open 24 hours, so please do feel to vote as and when you feel necessary. All of the candidates' manifestos are available on both the union's websites, so that's udsu.co.uk/elections, and also in the latest issue of Dusted. So please feel free to pick up a copy of your student magazine, grab a coffee, and have a look through each and everyone's manifestos. Only in that way, then you will get an informed choice of who you want to lead you and your voice next year. What is really important that you do not waste your right to vote and to engage in the process of elections. And I also encourage you to ask the others around you to do the same, so ask your peers to do the same, your classmates. As a democratic and membership-led organisation, your Students' Union relies on the passion demonstrated by you all here today in order to progress each year. It's also the passion of the voters as well and our members. And we'll also be having a glee performance today at roughly about 1 o'clock. So please feel free to either tune in to D1 at 1 o'clock or to come down to Markeaton Street and actually view the glee performance. And before we begin, I would like to remind each and every one that actually the candidates who are all up here today are just like you, members of the union, actually fellow students. And you should be immensely proud of each person for showing the drive, determination in wanting to affect change here at Derby and its associated campuses and sites. You may not agree with their promises or pledges, but collectively they have all been prepared, to put their neck out and stand forward and stand up on your behalf to ensure that students of Derby continue to have a positive experience and to ensure the student voice is heard. For many of the candidates, this will be their first experience of public speaking, even though it's their fifth Q&A. And so I would ask that you are mindful of this and please show your support by being respectful of each candidate. Candidates, as with every Q&A session we've had this week, there'll be a time limit for your responses, and you'll be cut off after this time. A member of staff will hold up a card to notify you 30 seconds, so you're able to manage your responses. I'd like to remind all candidates that they are to remain within the question and answer session for the entire duration, a courtesy for your fellow candidates. With that being said, we will formally move on to the questions and answers for the candidates running for Recreational and Healthy Living Officer.
So the candidate running for Recreational and Healthy Living Officer, there's two candidates in this one, Chris Lovett and Cassie McKinley.
So could Chris and Cassie please come to the stage, or the chairs? Come on guys, show some support.
UDSU elections covered on D1.
It's not going to collapse on me, is it?
Okay, please feel free to have any water as well, if you want to, if you've got a dry mouth. So firstly, you have 1 minute to introduce yourselves and outline your pledges. I will start off with Cassie.
Thank you. Hi, my name's Cassie. I'm a second year biology student. Although I'm a second year student, this is my first year at Derby University. I want to introduce a lot more healthy food available, because at the moment the health food is very limited and it is very expensive, and as a student I just can't afford to eat healthy at the university here, which is wrong. I also want to take a very active role in all forms of recreation, so that's not just the sport clubs, that's the societies as well. At university, work hard, play harder, you need a way to unwind, and I want to be here to support everyone that wants to. Thanks.
Thank you, Cassie. And next, Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris Lovett. I'm a currently second year student studying sports and exercise studies. I currently am a sports activator for intramural football. My main aim is to increase participation within the university. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. And my first question to you is as follows. What 5 non-competitive sports or activities would you like to see delivered here at Derby which aid a more active lifestyle? Okay, so what 5 non-competitive sports or activities would you like to see delivered here at Derby which aid a more active lifestyle? Okay, you've got 2 minutes, and I'll start off with Chris.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, the question is, what 5 non-competitive sports or activities would you like to see delivered here at Derby which aid a more active lifestyle? Or you can just, if you can name like any activities or non-competitive sports what you'd like to see at Derby next year.
I'd like to see more disabled sports being involved in the university. So I know Mark's lately been doing a lot of disabled handball, volleyball, which I'd like to see a lot more of, because I think it gives the disabled a lot more opportunity to take part in sport and have a healthy lifestyle. I don't know what else. That's about it, really.
No worries. Thank you, Chris. And next, Cassie.
That's an interesting question. Thank you for that. Non-competitive sport. Well, that's a difficult one to say, because I think when it comes down to it, when anyone's playing sport, there usually ends up to being some form of competition, whether they mean to or not. Non-competitive sports. Oh, that's really tough. I can't think of any sports that aren't competitive. I kind of thought I kind of went with the nature. I think I would just like to increase all sports. I really don't know a good answer for this one, so I just like to encourage everybody that wants to play a sport that isn't available at the moment to start the club, so there is something out there for everyone.
Okay, thank you, Cassie. And that concludes questions for candidates running for Recreational and Healthy Living Officer. Thank you.
So they are the candidates running for Recreational and Healthy Living Officer. They are Chris Lovett and Cassie McKinley.
Can I please welcome to the stage, the chairs, candidates running for Raise and Give Officer.
So the candidates running for Raise and Give Officer in these 2013 UDSU elections is Rachel the Right Choice Hardiker and Beth J. These are the candidates running for Raise and Give Officer.
Okay, you each have 1 minute to introduce yourself and outline your pledges. I will start off with Beth.
Hello, I'm Beth Jackson. I'm a first-year student studying forensics and criminology. I currently work with RAG. I am the recruitment and representative. I'm also a forensic and criminology faculty representative, as well as Sir Peter Hilton Hall representative, and I also attended demos, so I'm very involved within the university. I just want to push for RAG to be more out there, and I believe that not enough students know about RAG, but I feel that already with the elections and the voting, we've already increased and done really well for ourselves, which is already... I'm very proud of it myself, and I know whether I do or don't get this position, I will carry on working within RAG because I'm passionate about the role that I already have and I'm going for. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. And next, Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel Hardiker. I'm a second-year fashion studies student at this beautiful campus itself. I am also vice president of the wonderful Derby dance team, so I know a lot about organisation, having a committee under you, as well as having a team under you to look after, making sure they're okay. I feel I've got the passion and the drive that it takes to be your next RAG officer. I want to be more involved in the running of it because I've always had such a big part in charity running since I was about 13 years old. I feel RAG needs a louder voice. I can have a fresh take on the RAG running, and it just needs a fresh take on it, something new. It needs to be promoted more, it needs to be pushed. Students need to know that we are here. If they want to raise money for charity, we need to be there for them. Because at the end of the day, they're doing something good for the community, for the world, for charities, for people that need the help. And they need to know that we are there for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. The question I have for you both is as follows. How will you ensure that the RAG committee and volunteers who help raise and give are motivated throughout the year? Okay, so how will you ensure that the RAG committee and volunteers who help raise and give are motivated throughout the year? You have 2 minutes, and I'll start with Rachel.
Well, I think as a RAG officer, you need to have high spirits. You need to come in there, as I say, a fresh start, a new take, something new and exciting for the committee, for the volunteers. They need to also know that their voice and their ideas are heard. I've had a few people come up to me lately saying that, oh, I've gone to speak about RAG and I've kind of been shunned to the side. That can't happen. If a student is willing to put themselves out there with an idea, it needs to be taken on board because at the end of the day, it's going to raise money and that's our biggest aim. I feel to keep everyone motivated, it's just, as I say, again, fresh ideas. Let everyone know that they can have a role. Everyone has a different passion within RAG. Let them know that. If they want to try something new, let them do that. At the end of the day, everyone needs to know that they can be heard. And when everyone knows that they can be heard, they're going to have the confidence more within themselves to get more involved. Every time they feel they can get more involved, they've got the energy and excitement and the drive to do more for the charities. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. And next, Beth.
I feel the motivation really needs to come from all of us as a uni. RAG definitely isn't pushed enough or worked with amongst all of us. We try and push a lot for the sports teams and societies, which I think would help with the motivation to help as an advertisement, so to bring the uni together more. I know for a fact that when people come up to me as a RAG member, we definitely do not push them to the side. We definitely help have everyone have a voice. So I think it's just a case of maybe we need to help push it out into the university more so that it's actually more well known. So just a case of giving everyone that support and basically being that structure of a well-formed university, which we are supposed to be. So I just want to say it's just a case of helping everyone feel they have a voice and building us together as a union. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. And that concludes questions for candidates running for Raise and Give Officer. Can we have a round of applause, please?
So they are your candidates running for the Raise and Give Officer. That's Rachel, the Right Choice Hardiker, and Beth J.
Can I please introduce to the stage candidates running for Union Council Chair and Democracy Officer?
So the candidate running for Union Council Chair is Chris, Students United Dean, and the candidate running for Democracy Officer is Martin, Students United Bailey.
Okay. You both have 1 minute to introduce yourselves and outline your pledges. I will start off with Martin.
Hi, I'm Martin, and the reason I'm running for the position of Democracy Officer is I believe that this uni is not politicised enough. I believe that we should have more campaigns led by the students. I believe we should have more visible campaigns led by the students. And I believe we should actually put students' voices at the centre of every single thing we do. From speaking to students up until like 12 o'clock last night, I realised there's a lot of disillusion with what is going on in the uni at the moment. And it's going to be a monumental task, but I feel I am the person for this, for I am Superman.
Thank you, Martin. And next, Chris.
My name's Chris, and I'm running for Union Council Chair. And I think, as Martin's saying, I might do my introduction through the medium of dance. No, don't worry, I'm only joking. I wouldn't put you through that. No, basically, I'm running for Union Council Chair. I feel I'm very good for the job of Union Chair. Obviously, I'm completely fair, democratic, and that's what I stand for. That's what I want to see with our Union Councils and keep that going. I want to make sure we keep the structure there that our current chair's put in place. But above all, I want to make it fun, enjoyable. I want people to come back to Union Council, not just because they have to, but because they want to. I want to look at implementing a question and answer section as well into policy motions, so it actually provides more insight to the policy, as opposed to a lot of people using points of clarification to ask questions, which it's not there for. So yeah, I just vote Chris Dean, number 1 for Union Council Chair, and vote Students United.
Thank you, Chris. My next question is for the Union Council Chair, is as follows. How do you intend to increase participation at Union Council, making it more relevant to students so that we see an increase in policy proposed and hopefully passed? Okay, so how do you intend to increase participation at Union Council, making it more relevant to students so that we see an increase in policy proposed and hopefully passed? You have 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that goes on to sort of what I was saying a minute ago with trying to make it sort of more fun and enjoyable and entertaining to actually get people to want to come to Union Council and not just because they have to. Actually make it more fun. I mean, play some silly games like constitutional bingo throughout Union Council. It'd be a bit of a laugh and a giggle as well. Make it a bit more interesting, a bit more entertaining. Obviously, we have the serious element there of doing all the policies, of doing all of that. Make sure people know what they're writing the policies for and actually coming up and speaking on policies. Things like, as well, to involve participation with Leek and Buxton. People trying to get from Leek and Buxton to Union Council is very difficult for some people because it's an hour-and-a-half bus journey, or you have to fork out for petrol to get down here, and then parking. So why can't we put transport on for Buxton and Leek College, and even Chesterfield? Why can't we just maybe do a video link one? We can send one sort of staff member or officer or vice chair of Union Council to Buxton to monitor that section, and we'll just video link it. I mean, we're broadcasting this all over the place, so why can't we do it with Union Council?
Thank you, Chris. And my next question is to the Democracy Officer, is as follows, or the candidates running for Democracy Officer is as follows. What impact has the withdrawal of citizenship lessons in schools had on young people growing up in today's UK society, with particular reference to students? Okay?
Okay.
You have 2 minutes.
I might have missed the citizenship lessons because I was either too old or too young for them. But for what I understand, they were lessons based around exercising democratic roles within society, understanding things that are in place, and just essentially the way that you have to involve everyone in tough question, sorry. That's it.
Thank you, Martin. That concludes the questions for candidates running for both Union Council Chair and Democracy Officer. Can we have a round of applause, please?
So they are your candidates running for Union Council Chair, that's Chris Students United Dean, and the candidate running for Democracy Officer is Martin Students United Bailey. You'll also notice on your UDO voting form that there is a candidate called Ron, and James will explain that later on.
Can I please introduce to the stage, or the chairs, I keep saying this, candidates running for Student Union President.
So the candidates running for Student Union President, they're making their way up to the stage now, is Holly and Hayley Students United Wood. These are the candidates running for Student Union President.
Hello, you both have 1 minute to introduce yourselves and outline your pledges. I will start off with Hayley.
Hi everyone, I'm Hayley, aka Wonder Wood today. I'm running for Student Union President. I believe the role is quite a serious role and involves you being able to communicate on different levels and really represent all types of students. Having said that, I am dressed like this today, and this is because I think it's also about being human and being approachable and being willing to put yourself out there to get the attention of the students, to get them involved, and knowing when to laugh at yourself. As such, I'd like to propose that we'd hold question and answer sessions, or even just walking around, like walking around halls, walking around different campuses, walking around here, talking to people, finding out what they want and what they want to be involved with and what they feel needs to be said. Also, getting people more opportunities to have a well-balanced student life.
Thank you, Hayley. And next, Holly.
Thank you. Hey everyone, my name is Holly and I'm standing to be your president. I want to take this opportunity to talk to you about one of my election promises, which is in my manifesto, which is I will radically change the way elections are run. This last week has proved that this is needed. Elections should be a time when all candidates and our fellow students feel motivated, proud, empowered, and most importantly, excited about the year ahead. My promise to you, if elected, is to ensure the election process 2014 is dramatically different. I will conduct intense research into how other student unions handle their elections to find out what we need to do to ensure the election process is the very best it can be. I will also conduct a feedback campaign to find out what does and does not work for years to come. So if you want elections that make you feel proud to be a Derby student, then please vote Holly #1 for president. Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. My first question to you both is as follows. How could the Students' Union work more closely with other student unions and the NUS, and what benefits might this bring? Okay, so how could the Students' Union work more closely with other student unions and the NUS, and what benefits might this bring? You each have 2 minutes, and I'll start off with Holly.
Okay. Well, I've just touched on this in my opening speech. I think we need to work closely with NUS. I'll talk about the election process again, as it is one of my main election points in my manifesto, my election promises. I think if we work closely with NUS, and they can help us to find out what does and does not work nationally in student union elections, because this is the most important thing we do in the year. The student union main elections determine the leadership for the next academic year, the students that will be in charge of the students' union, and if this is a process that students don't feel empowered about and don't feel motivated to take part in, then we are failing as a students' union. I think that it is so important to take on what other student unions do in this process to find out what does and does not work, and we can act on that to ensure that the next elections from now on are something that is so important and so empowering to all students, not just students that are putting themselves forward as candidates, but students that are taking the time to vote in the elections, students that are stopping to look at a poster. Even that is engaging in the election process. So anybody that engages in this process will feel motivated and empowered. Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. And the same question to Hayley.
Hi everyone. Whilst I agree with Holly's point about the elections, I disagree that that should be the focus. A lot of people are demotivated with the elections because they don't see anyone the rest of the year. It's all well and good getting people engaged in the elections, but they want to know what's happening all the way through the year. They want to see action. They want to see people like feet on the ground all the way through the year. Collaborating with other universities to find out what they do throughout the year is the way forward. I don't think it's particularly difficult for, say, me to get in contact with other student unions and find out what they do and create some kind of links. Like, we're all in our little Derby bubble a little bit, and it'd be good to get out there and engage with other student unions in different, like in local areas, and come up with some teamwork and some networks, and you're all going to work together in the end. So going out there, finding out what they all do, and bringing it back here and finding out what our students think about it, to me, is the way forward.
Thank you, Hayley. My next is a scenario, or in a way, another question. Why is it important for the Students' Union to influence the access agreement set out between the Office of Fair Access and the university? Okay, so why is it important for the Students' Union to influence the access agreement set out between the Office of Fair Access and the university? You each have 2 minutes, and I'll start with Hayley.
Okay, I'm not going to lie, I don't know exactly what that question is, but I can only guess that it's to do with making sure everyone has access to the things they need, regardless of what their situation is. And these kind of things should be followed and upheld. Like I said earlier, it's a serious role as a president, and there are official things that you have to do and have to feed back to the students and make it more understandable and clearer and honest and open.
Thank you, Hayley. And finally, Holly.
Please, can you repeat the question?
Yes. Why is it important for the Students' Union to influence the access agreement set out between the Office of Fair Access and the university? You have 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to reiterate what Hayley said. I don't know what the access agreement for the Office of Fair Access is. Can I have a show of hands as to who does in this room? That's not one person. That is how irrelevant these questions are to all students. Thank you.
And that concludes questions and scenarios for candidates room for Student Union President.
UDSU elections covered on D1.
Fiery, right? They were the candidates running for Student Union President, Holly and Hayley, Students United Wood.
Please may I introduce to the stage candidates running for Vice President Academic Affairs.
So the candidates running in the 2013 UDSU elections for Vice President Academic Affairs are the following: Matthew, Students United James, Freddie Cooney, Nath Owen and Mike Smith. These are the candidates running for Vice President Academic Affairs.
You each have 1 minute to introduce yourselves and outline your pledges. I will start off with Matthew.
Hi, I'm Matthew James. I'm currently studying at the Kedleston Road campus, studying Joint Honours Sociology with Criminology. I previously studied at Britannia Mill, so I've been here for a little bit longer than some other students. I'm an active campaigner for numerous issues, both within education and in the community. One of the main points of my manifesto is to research into the structure of timetables since the new 20 credit system has been implemented, to find out if students actually think whether or not that the timetabling is fair and that they feel that they're getting a fair deal, and whether it's actually been done to suit them or whether it's been to suit the staff on the academic side.
Thank you, Matthew. And next, Freddie.
Hi everyone, I'm Freddie Cooney and I'm in my third year studying Geography of Property Development. The education zone here is vastly understaffed, under-resourced and undervalued. Every student in this room, on this campus and enrolled at University of Derby has the right to change this. By voting for me, I will change the education zone for the better by giving every student the opportunity of a personal tutor to gather feedback and support throughout their course. As a current Joint Honours student, I am keen to majorly improve the scheme by increasing the communications between different faculties.
30 seconds.
So vote for me, vote for me, number one, Academic Affairs.
Are you ready
Thank you, Freddie. And next up, Mike.
Hey there guys, I'm Mike Smith. I'm a final year student from the Buxton campus. If I was elected in as Vice President of Academic Affairs, I would promote inter-campus relations. That doesn't just mean getting the sports teams with everybody in it, it also means promoting the faculty reps as well. And what I would do would be to set up meetings between the faculty reps from all of the campuses and get them talking to each other. I met Nath, who is a faculty rep this week. I met him this week. You know, I didn't know who he was. So we need to get the faculty reps working together and make sure that we've got any problems that occur in Buxton and that occur in Markeaton Street, that we're working together to try and get these problems solved and that we're not competing as different campuses.
Thank you, Mike. And next up, Nath.
Hi guys, I'm Nath Owen. I'm a third-year journalism student based right here in Markeaton Street. I think you should vote for me because I think I've got the experience and the passion to drive your education forward and improve your education, your academic experience, primarily through the rep scheme. I've come up through the rep scheme as 2 years as journalism rep, journalism program rep, and 1 year as Markeaton Street building rep. I've been here with you guys, and there's a lot of stuff that I know that you guys need as well to improve on. And if I get the role, I will improve on that. I spent 2 years as a presenter on your student radio station D1. I spent 3 years in a sports team within the AU. I know every aspect of this union as a consumer and as a representative of it. So I think you should vote for me because I've got the experience, passion to drive you forward. Vote Nathan, number 1, Academic Affairs. Cheers, guys.
Thank you, Nath. The first question I have for candidates today is, how can the Students' Union take more of a lead role in the widening participation agenda at Derby? How can the Students' Union take more of a lead role in the widening participation agenda at Derby? You each have 2 minutes, and I'll start with Mike.
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
I can repeat the question. How can the Students' Union take more of a lead role in the widening participation agenda at Derby? You have 2 minutes.
Okay, I've got to be honest, I don't know what that is, which I would have to say would be one thing that is a big problem. You know, the word's not getting out there, so the Students' Union voice needs to be heard by a lot more people.
Thank you, Mike. And next, Matthew.
I'm going to be completely honest here as well, and that's the first time that I've come across that, but I'm going to have a stab at it anyway, because it seems a bit self-explanatory. Widening participation agenda seems to be about getting more people involved and getting students more engaged with the Students' Union, not just for this role, but for other roles. But on an academic side of things, I would imagine that widening participation would be getting more people involved with being course reps, representing the faculties, and just being more of a voice for the union on the academic side of things. Because as candidates for previous roles, I've said that people are quite disenchanted with the Students' Union and don't feel as if the Students' Union is representing their views and is there for them.
Thank you, Matthew. Next up, Nath.
Okay, guys, when the fees went up, there was a 10% drop countrywide in applications to university. For next year, it's raised by 3%. That's why getting participation within the union and with the university as well, we want students to engage with the university as well as their union, is key, because with a 10% reduction in students, there's less people to get involved, so we need to increase participation with the people that are at this university, with the union, so that's why that's such a massive thing. Of course, as well with the fees, we need to get more value for money as well, because we can't, you know, like today, just drop the fees again and lower them down to $3,000 a year. So we have to make sure that we're offering the best service possible, and we do that through representatives. We do that through people getting engaged in their union and telling the union what they want and what they want to see improved. We improve as a union, we improve the university, and we make this university better value for money, so more students want to come here and participate in what is such a great union. Thanks, guys. Vote Nathan, number 1, Academic Affairs.
Thank you, Nath. And finally, Freddie.
I think the main point to this is all about like awareness, making more people aware of what you can do, what's out there, what you can get involved in, really, what course suits you. I think, and like's been previously said, all through like faculty representation, program representation, yeah, just getting people involved, really. Thank you.
Thank you, Freddie. The scenario I have for you is as follows. A faculty rep is having difficulty accessing meetings due to the timing of them, and as a result, feels like the university does not take their view seriously or their role seriously. What steps will you take to ensure that this rep is fully supported? Okay, so a faculty rep is having difficulty accessing meetings due to the timing of them, and as a result feels that the university does not take their role seriously. What steps will you take to ensure that this rep is fully supported? You each have 2 minutes, and I will start off with Freddie.
I think that first of all I'd approach the faculty rep, see what the situation is, how much they've tried to be in contact, and what exactly is the issue, whether it can be addressed through just a series of other communications being put in, or if it has to be taken higher. I think they need to be supported. I think that's the main thing. They need to be supported throughout it and not be felt that their voice hasn't been given a full hearing, I think. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Freddie. And next up, Nath.
Okay, guys, I think first I'd have to look into why the meetings are being held at these times, and if there is a valid reason, then I personally would conduct a student forum with the faculty reps and with the program reps that faculty rep oversees, and find out the problems that they're facing themselves, and then I would represent that faculty at the meeting instead of the faculty rep, if that would be the worst case scenario. Of course, if the meetings are simply being arranged at times to suit lecturers, then that's not good enough. I know for a fact that about 2 weeks ago, the staff on the journalism program that I'm on took the program reps out for a meal and drinks at the Jonty just to find out any problems and stuff like that, because they couldn't agree on a time for a good meeting. So I think we need to encourage that sort of bond between the representatives and the academic staff. So it's a much more professional bond rather than a teacher-student sort of, lecturer, peer sort of thing. We need to encourage that sort of behaviour. We need to make it a lot more professional. And then I think if the bonds are more professional, lecturers are more likely to listen to the faculty reps and the programme reps, and we can take the university forward. Thanks, guys. Vote Nathan, #1 academic affairs.
Thank you, Nate. Next up, Mike.
Okay, so like I said, I'm the faculty rep at the moment for Buxton, and when it comes to things like the SAC meetings, I do them all by video link rather than coming over to Derby. So it's possible that we could be able to set something like that up for these faculty reps that can't make the meetings. Alternatively, we'd be able to maybe change the times to a different day, have one on a Tuesday, one on a Thursday throughout the year, something like that, so that it gives everybody the chance to attend. Everybody also would have the chance to email me with a statement before the meetings so that I could read out their statement at the meetings and address any problems that they had for them. And of course, then I would feed back to the faculty reps after the meetings as well. And like I've already said, I'd like to set up meetings between just the faculty reps from each different faculty so that we can talk amongst ourselves and can address any issues that we've got at our faculty and see whether they're happening elsewhere as well.
Thank you, Mike. And finally, Matthew.
I think one of the first things that I'd do is look into the timing of things to make sure that all meetings were being held at times to best accommodate the needs of all the reps. I'd make sure that if there was somebody who couldn't get to the meeting, that they had access to all the documents, minutes and things like that, so that they know exactly what's going on. I'd liaise with them, involving them beforehand to get their input to make sure that their views are represented. Obviously, I'd be feeding back after, continually liaising with them. Another thing that I think would be important is like building a positive relationship with them and making sure that they felt that they were a part of it. So if they weren't able to meet at that particular time, that they didn't feel as if they were on the outside of things. and also by maybe introducing something where they can nominate somebody, so that they can nominate somebody to represent them, so that there is somebody there to feed their views and also to listen to what's being said at meeting and feed back to the rep themselves.
Thank you, Matthew. That concludes questions and scenarios faced with candidates running for Vice President, Academic Affairs.
UDSU elections covered on D1.
So they were the candidates running for Vice President, Academic Affairs. That's Freddie Cooney, Nath Owen, Mike Smith and Matthew Students United James.
May I please now welcome up to the stage candidates running for NUS delegates.
So the candidates running
Show
for
some support for these guys, please.
So the candidates running for NUS delegates: Leanne Students United Crooks, Chris Students United Dean, Mark Farthing, Matthew Students United James, Jess Development McDonald, Holly and Hayley Students United Wood. These are the candidates for NUS delegates, and the top three will go through. Top three with the most votes will be elected in as NUS delegates.
Nice and cosy, I see. You firstly have 1 minute to introduce yourselves and outline your pleasures. I will start off with Hayley.
Hello. Let's go first. I'm Hayley. I'm running for NUS delegate because I believe that I'm the person who's willing to go out there and find out what everyone wants to be said and take it away to NUS and come back and feed back what's happening in other universities and find out if we can pass any of those things forward that work for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Hayley. And next up, Mark.
Hi everyone, my name's Mark Farthing and I'm running for NUS delegate because Bucks don't have any.
Thank you, Mark. And next, Jess.
Hi everybody, I'm Jess MacDonald and I've been a full-time officer of this students' union for the past 2 years of my life. The NUS is a lot like our own union. It works for the tiny minority who are within cliques but doesn't communicate to the rest of its members. It doesn't work for any of its members. I am going to NUS conference for the same reason that I stay in this organisation and this election when I know that it is inept. Because without people who challenge those in power, and that I mean staff and officers, then nothing changes. The system stays the same, inadequate, and nothing more than a finishing ground for the self-serving who are furthering their own careers. Change this union by voting in those who genuinely care and will challenge those within power. Thanks.
Thank you, Jess. And next, Matthew.
Hi, I'm Matthew James. I'm running for the position of NUS delegate. I currently hold the position here as democracy officer, so I am quite well aware of how important democracy is and how important that our views are represented on a national level. Throughout this week, it's been quite apparent that democracy is not as it's not as democratic as it should be. So I hope to go to the NUS conference and liaise with other student unions to make sure that we can improve our students' union here and make sure that we are representing the views of our students.
Thank you, Matthew. Next up, Holly.
Hey everyone, I'm Holly and I'm standing for NUS Delegate. NUS stands for the National Union of Students and is made up of 7 million students from hundreds of colleges and universities, including you. The job of an NUS conference delegate is to represent Derby students on a national stage at National Conference. And National Conference is a large meeting where NUS's leadership is elected, so similar to the current elections taking place but on a much larger scale. This year it is more important than ever to represent Derby on a national stage. UDSU's very own VP Academic Affairs Dom Anderson, thank you, is standing to be the National Vice President for Society and Citizenship. What better way to represent Derby students than campaign for Dom and help get him elected? elected. If elected for NUS delegate, I will consult on policy motions with Derby students, and when I vote, do it with Derby students in mind. And I will also feed back to you after conference so you know what your vote has achieved. So don't be a Wally and vote Holly #1 for NUS delegate. Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. Next up, Leanne.
Hi, I'm Leanne Crooks and I'm running for NUS delegate because I've been representing the views of students for the last 3 years through being a programme rep, society committee member and rag committee member, and would very much like the opportunity to represent the views of Derby students at a national level at NUS conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Leanne. And finally, Chris.
My name's Chris, I'm running for NUS delegate, mainly because I want to make sure that your voices are heard, listened to and represented on a national level.
Thank you, Chris. The question what I have for you today is, how do you intend to feed back the changes you have either proposed and supported whilst at conference to your voters? Okay. How do you intend to feed back the changes you have either proposed or supported whilst at conference to your voters? Okay, you each have 2 minutes, and I'll start off with Leanne.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, I can do. How do you intend to feed back the changes you have either proposed or supported whilst at conference to your voters? Okay, so how do you intend to feed back the changes you have either proposed or supported whilst at conference to your voters? You have 2 minutes.
All honesty, I do believe that there are probably a very small number of students who would be interested in hearing the views, hearing what went on at NUS conference. And the best way to reach those students would be, it is usually the students who do look on the UDSU website regularly and are interested. And I think the best way to do that is through emailing them, because if they're interested in the student union, they probably are already involved, and we probably have their email addresses. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Leanne. Working. And next, Chris.
Pretty simple to feed it back. Go out and talk to them. Tell them what you've done.
Thank you, Chris. And next, Jess.
Okay, let me tell you a few things about this union. We've not had a communications manager for the best part of this academic year, and that means that we don't really communicate to any of you about anything. None of our union council policies that were passed have either been acted on, fed back to you at union council, or even updated on the website. Until this changes, I don't think we'll communicate anything of value to the union and to our students. As I said before, we are inept. Nothing else I can say will value this Q&A session and probably will bring the union into disrepute, so I'll stop. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. And next up, Hayley.
Okay, I'm not going to be quite as entertaining as these guys, and I'm going to be really boring, because I think we actually do have it in us to change things. And what Leanne said is very true, in that not many people do care. But that's because they haven't been made aware. They haven't been made aware of how it could potentially affect them. There's no one answer, because methods of communication need to be different for everyone you're speaking to. So there are the obvious things. There's Facebook, there's official reports. Some people want to read an official report. Some people want you to go have a chat to them in a cafe over a coffee. There's like D1, there's all the media things, there's Dusted, there's so many different ways to communicate, and you have to have a go at them all, otherwise you're never going to reach the number of students that need to hear what is going on.
Thank you, Hayley. Next up, Matthew.
Yeah, I'm not going to be as entertaining either, but there should be diary reports which will be available online and published, but it's basically just about getting out there and speaking to people, working with the democracy officer to raise people's awareness of the democracy within the union, and get people more engaged and wanting to work with the union rather than distancing themselves. And like's been said, the only time that a lot of the membership seem to see us is during the election period when we want to be elected. So there needs to be more of us out there all the time, liaising with students and just making them feel that there's more of a students' union presence and not when it's just about getting elected and trying to get into positions.
Thank you, Matthew. Next up, Holly.
Okay, like I said earlier, Dom Anderson, UDSU's VP Academic Affairs, is standing for a national position. So this in itself is amazing. Dom is helping put Derby on the map, and this is amazing. So when Dom is elected, because I have every faith that he will be, I will feed that back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. And finally, Mark.
I'll just tell everyone to follow Dom Anderson on Twitter, because when he's at NUS, he tweets every 5 seconds. Thanks.
Thank you, Mark. And that concludes questions for candidates running for
UDSU elections covered on D1.
Who knew a question and answer session could be so dramatic? Hello, welcome to D1. They were the candidates for NUS delegate. They included Leanne Students United Crooks, Chris Students United Dean, Mark Farthing, Matthew Students United James, Jess Development McDonald, Holly and Hayley Students United Wood.
Can I next introduce to the stage candidates running for Vice President Welfare and Student Rights?
So the candidates now running for Vice President Welfare and Student Rights. These are Laura Beresford, Leanne Students United Crooks, and Dan The Right Choice Robertson. These are the candidates for Welfare and Student Rights.
You each have 1 minute to introduce yourselves and outline your pledges. I will start off with Laura.
Hi, I'm Laura. I'm a third-year graphic design student based here at Markeaton Street. I'm running for the position of Vice President of Welfare and Students' Rights Officer. I'm running for this position because I'm passionate about the things on our manifesto and most importantly, our students. As a Markeaton student, I've felt that we've previously been underrepresented by the union. If elected, I pledge to bring the union down here and I hope to offer everything we do at Ked Road here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Laura. Next up, Dan.
Oh. Hi, I'm Dan Robertson. I'm a third-year film and television student, and I'm running in the elections because I feel with the right determination and communication, I can enhance your university experience. I've been an active member of the Students' Union for the entirety of my time here at Derby. In my first year, I joined Derby Dance Team. In my second year, I became the team's choreographer, and now in my final year, I'm president. All of this has allowed me to gain knowledge with the way in which the Student Union operates. If you vote for me, I promise I will work as hard as I can to bring you the results you want. The passion I have surrounding your Students' Union is extensive. If you have any issues, you have one choice to make. Vote Dan the Right Choice Robertson, your new VP Welfare and Student Rights. Thanks.
Thank you, Dan. And Leanne.
Hi, I'm Leanne Crooks and I'm a part-time joint honours student. I'm running for VP Welfare and Student Rights because I believe that the welfare of students is a massive ongoing issue and the support that students get can affect the students' experience through their time at uni. As an organisation that claims to want to be the leader of the student experience, I don't think that this union is doing enough to support its students. We wonder why students are so disinterested in getting involved with the elections. I believe that throughout the year, we, as representatives of the union, and the union as a whole, should drastically improve how it goes about supporting its students, so that when it comes down to elections, we're not left wondering why people aren't interested. And if you vote me, number one, welfare and student rights, I promise to help support students throughout the entire year and not just at certain times. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Leanne. The first question I have as follows. Almost 12 months ago, the government published its new alcoholic drink strategy, which stated that universities had a key role to play in educating people on the dangers of excessive alcohol consumption. Do you agree with this, and what is your response? Okay. So almost 12 months ago, the government published its new alcoholic drink strategy, which stated that universities had a key role to play in educating people on the dangers of excessive alcohol consumption. Do you agree with this? And what is your response? You each have 2 minutes, and I'll start off with Dan.
Yeah, I do agree with it. Like, as university students, we do, the fair amount of us, we do drink a lot, sometimes too much. But that's the student. Some might think, and that's the student life, some say. you do drink a lot. But I do feel that the Students' Union and the position of welfare officer do need to make aware to the students of the dangers of excessive drinking. And at the moment, obviously they have fairs and drives and stuff promoting this, but it's not enough just to have one day where you have posters and have stalls and people telling you about the dangers. It needs to be a constant thing so people actually realise what they're doing to themselves. Thanks.
Thank you, Dan. Next up, Leanne.
I think university students, a large percentage of university students have come here straight from college or sixth form. Most of them have only just turned 18, which is the legal age to drink. And I think we know that when you've become the legal age to do something and you've not done it before, there is quite a large incentive to just go nuts and do it because you've not been able to do it before. And I think that as a university, with these people who have just come up and they've not had much experience with drinking, it is very important to teach them how to drink safe, especially if, as a union, we are promoting nights, student nights, where drinking is the aim at the end of the day. So if we, as a union, are promoting drinking nights, we need to also promote drinking safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Leanne. And finally, Laura.
Thank you. I personally agree with it. As a welfare officer, I believe we've got an image and a reputation to uphold. Obviously, there is a social side to university, but that's not the only side. You're here to get an education at the end of the day, guys. Obviously, in freshers, let yourself go, but you have to respect your body at the end of the day. So I personally agree that we should have that clean reputation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Laura. The scenario I have today for you is as follows. The university are considering relocating the designated space for multi-faith prayer facilities on all campuses. Who would you need to talk to, and what research would need to be undertaken before the student union formally respond? So the university are considering relocating the designated space for multi-faith prayer facilities on all campuses. Who would you need to talk to, and what research would need to be undertaken before the student union formally responds? You each have 2 minutes, and I'll start off with Leanne.
Sorry, it's just a word I'm searching for at the moment. There are a group of people within the university, and I can't remember the name of them, who are involved with like the building work and making sure everything's in the right place, and I think they would probably have a massive input in that. And I think speaking with the chaplaincy service, whether they're happy with the whole move, and everyone who uses the multi-faith centre on a regular basis, and the prayer services, whether they're speaking to them, making sure they're happy with the move, and making sure that they know we're supporting them throughout the move. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Leanne. Next, Laura.
Okay, so there's several societies that obviously have groups that use the multi-faith centre, so it'd be important to approach them first, find out that whether they'd be happy with it. Then we're going to speak to Rashenda, who works in the multi-faith centre, find out where they'd like the location to be moved to. Ideally, it's to find out where it's best suited for most students. From that, then obviously planning involved into where it would be moved to. But most importantly, approach the people that use it, which are the societies. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. And finally, Dan.
Like the girls said, it's all about finding out what the people who use it think about it, and finding out where they would like it to be moved, and also the multi-faith centre staff, and they need to give their opinion, and then it needs to be fed back to the university, and they need to take into consideration what other people think. They wouldn't be able to just say they're going to move it and move it. They need to have the students and the people who use its views and opinions on it first. Thanks.
Thank you, Dan. And that concludes questions for candidates running for Vice President Welfare and Student Rights. We show some support, please. Next up, can I welcome the candidates running for Athletic Union President.
So they were the candidates running for VP Welfare and Student Rights: Laura Beresford, Leanne Students United Crooks, and Dan The Right Choice Robertson. The candidate now approaching the stage is the candidate running for AU President, Mark Farthing.
You will have 1 minute to introduce yourself and outline your pledges.
Hi everyone, my name is Mark Farthing, I'm running for Athletic Union President. Just going to take this opportunity to give you a bit of background on the Sport for All campaign. Obviously, I personally have been quite against joint campaigns for the entirety of my time here as a student. But this year, what I looked at was, instead of looking at joint campaigns and how they work, I just thought, actually, as an AU, we are the strongest we've ever been.
30 seconds.
Team Derby's the strongest it's ever been. And this year, what I wanted to do is make sure that we had the strongest possible team going into next year, ready to take Team Derby and the AU forward. And I believe that the part-time officers that we have, and we will have a full quota of part-time officers next year, as long as Ron doesn't get elected. So we'll have that, and it will go into next year the strongest we'll ever be. And I'm just thankful to those who have put the effort in, to the part-time officers that have run this year. Thank you.
Candles. My first question to you is as follows. What is the vision of Team Derby for the coming few years, and how can the Students' Union work with the university to accomplish this vision? Okay, so what is the vision of Team Derby for the coming few years, and how can the Students' Union work with the university to accomplish this vision? You have 2 minutes.
Okay, so I'm going to take that as the Team Derby being a joint venture between university and Students' Union. So the vision of Team Derby over the next few years is to basically, the main thing is to hit top 50 in bucks, but there's also other visions that they have. So they want to make sport one of well, basically a reason why students want to come to Derby. They want sport to be, Team Derby wants sport to be something that when you come on campus, you know that it's a sporting university, and we've got athletes that are playing at a high standard, competing at a high standard. I don't know how much has been communicated from the university, but there are plans in place to build a brand new sports hall. That will come in place in the next 18 months perhaps, ready to sort of, for the year that we have to hit top 50, there should be a brand new sports hall for all students to be able to access, and that will be built on the Kedleston Road campus near the rugby pitch. But yeah, so generally just to keep working together to make sure that sport becomes one of the biggest things the university can offer. Thanks.
Thank you, Mark. The scenario I have for you today is as follows. Relations with the university sports department are becoming more and more difficult, with heated discussions taking place regarding budgets and funding. What conversations would you have to ensure a good working relationship continues with the union and the university? Okay. So relations with the university sports department are becoming more and more difficult, with heated discussions taking place regarding budgets and funding. What conversations would you have to ensure a good working relationship continues between the union and the university? You have 2 minutes.
Okay, so funding-wise, the AU, in terms of AU funding, it's all there at the start of the year. So we know exactly how much money we've got for sport right at the start of the year. And at the moment, we are pretty much hitting capacity because more and more sports teams are being created, more and more opportunities for students are being created, and to hit our top 50 target, we have to grow as an AU and match those that are currently putting out 70 teams, 80 teams, where we're only hitting 54 at the moment. So money-wise, university does hold quite a lot of the cards in that sense, because sometimes we have to go to university and ask them to help us out with things that we need to do to hit our target of top 50. So if the heated discussions were to happen, then all we'd have to do is stand our ground and just say, look, we haven't got the money in our budget to facilitate the sport that we need to do to hit the target. So university, can you help us out? And if they say, for example, no, then the heated discussion will just be that we're going to fail at our target. And I can guarantee you the university, the AU, are all working together at the moment to make sure that we put everything we can in a very intelligent way. So we're not going to be throwing money all over the place. We're putting money in intelligent places to make sure we can hit the target. And we will continue to work well together. I have no doubt about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. That concludes questions and scenarios for candidates running for Athletic Union President.
So that was your candidate for Athletic Union President, Mark Farthing.
Next, can I please introduce to the stage candidates running for Vice President, Student Development.
So the candidates now approaching the stage. Other candidates for Vice President, Student Development, they include Sam Alban, Noel Alexander, Sam Development Ansdell, Katie, Emily Graves and Sophie the Right Choice Hewitt. These are the candidates running for Vice President Student Development.
UDSU elections covered on D1.
We've just gone to get some more water for you guys.
Oh, hi. I'm okay. How am
Okay. Firstly, you will each have 1 minute to introduce yourself and outline your pledges. I'll start off with Sophie.
Hiya, I'm Sophie. I'm a third-year sport and exercise student. I've been actively involved in the union since my first year when I joined a society. In my second year, I joined a sports team. In my third year, I became a committee member and a part-time officer of the Students' Union. I feel with this experience, I can be the best VP student development out of these candidates. Thanks.
Thank you, Sophie. And next up, Sam Ansdell.
Hi, I'm Sam Ansdell, a second-year law student, and to be honest, I'm fed up and miserable. I've been in 4 elections, and this has honestly been the worst. Not only that, probably the worst experience of my life. But I'm still here, and I'm still standing, because I'm passionate, dedicated, and the most credible candidate for the role. I don't give up 15 hours of my week at least already to watch this union crumble. Whoever is in the officer trustee team next year needs to work together and improve not only the elections, but the entire union too. Everyone today is highlighting these problems in the union. To address them, we need to stop making excuses and create staff support for officers so they can go out and actually be visual and representative. Also, we need to effectively communicate and engage students, support those who want to be involved, and deal with situations appropriately. I know what to expect with this students' union, and that's why I'm standing to bring this sinking ship back up to the surface. So please vote me, Sam Ansdell, number 1, to be your VP Student Development. Thank you.
Next up, Katie.
Hi guys, I'm Katie. So today seems to have been a bit of a break of tradition in all categories and all senses. So in carrying on that tradition, I'm not going to tell you about what I've done. It's in my manifesto. You can read it. Hopefully, everybody who's voting is making a considered choice. So you've already seen that. What's important is what I will do for you. And I can promise you that if I'm elected into this position, I will be a very obvious and approachable and seen member of this student union. I will be at every campus as much as I possibly can to find out what you want done in your student union. I will be supporting societies. I want to get to a point where everybody knows who I am and that they can come to me. I want to support everyone to do what they can do, whether it's Dusted, D1, RAG or societies. My name's Katie, and if you want to support the union, please vote me. Number 1, student development.
Thank you, Katie. Next up, Sam Alban.
Hi everyone, my name is Sam Alban. I'm running for VP Student Development. I've been at the university now for just under 4 years, and every year I've been getting more and more involved in the union, and every year I've seen this union retreat further and further and communicate with less and less students. I know a lot of people have been talking about this, but it is true. The reasons for it are numerous and varied, but if I get elected, one of the things I want to do is get out there and talk to people on a face-to-face. Get out there to all the campuses that we have.
30 seconds.
Not just Kettleston Road, and get the services that the development zone does out there to all the campuses. Having been at Markeaton Street and Britannia Mill, Buxton, not Leek unfortunately, apart from Wednesday, but copies of Dusted didn't make it there until the Q&As. People have never heard of D1. People don't know what the societies do. We need to get out there and talk to people and get this union back out there. My name's Sam Warburton, and I'm running for VP of Student Development.
Thank you, Sam. Next up, Noel.
Yeah, hi guys. I'm Noel Alexander and I'm running for your Vice President of Student Development. I've been involved with the Students' Union for the entire 3 years of my university degree. I'm studying film, so I'm very involved with the media side, and I've been a regular contributor to Dusted, and I've been on D1 for the last 2 years. I think this election process this year has gone out of the window. It's meant to be a democratic process, and I feel like a lot of people we've gone through a lot of stress this week, and I feel like everyone's very deflated at the minute. I think our jobs as officer trustees, if elected, it'll be our job to communicate to the students. As it's been said, we have had a problem with the communications manager this year, but we have now completed the recruitment, and that's going to be put in place. But I feel like it is our job to communicate to the students as well. That is our main job. Thank you. I'm Noel Alexander. Vote for me, #1 Vice President Student Development. Thank you.
Thank you, Noel. And finally, Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm a third-year joint honours student. I'm head of marketing promotions for D1 Radio, D1 presenter, Dusted contributor, and student rep for media writing. Of course, there are things in the union I'd like to introduce, change, and develop. These can be found in my manifesto. My pledge to you, above all else, is a promise to make the union what you want it to be. This will be your union, not mine, and I'll keep that in mind. I'll listen to every student, and my priority is to help support your development throughout the union. No gimmicks, no cliches, and no promises I can't keep. My priority is listening to what you need and nothing else. I encourage you to vote for the right reasons and vote me, Emily, #1 Student Development. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. My first question I have for you all is as follows. How would you help and support students to set up societies at the wider campuses and buildings? Okay, so how would you help and support students to set up societies at the wider campuses and buildings? You each have 2 minutes, and I'll start off with Katie.
Okay, hi guys, I'm Katie. I am a Markeaton Street student, and even though we're in Derby, I know that the SU presence is severely lacking here. The only time you ever see anybody is when they've got a feedback survey and they badger you as you're going to lectures, as you're trying to get your lunch, to fill it in. And that's just not right. And speaking to students at Buxton and Leek, I know it's the same there as well. And Britannia Mill, everywhere. Unless you're at the SU up at Kettleston Road, you don't see anybody. But I can tell you now, as a member of a society that is based at Markeaton Street, societies here and at other campuses can flourish. And if I was elected into the position, I can promise you I would regularly be seen at all the campuses, hopefully at least being at every single campus once a month, if not more than that. I really want to support all students to do what they want to do, whatever it may be, and I want to help them set up societies that they can be proud of. I also want to take societies that we already have in existence to other campuses, and I want to support them to go and visit Buxton and Leek and Chesterfield and Britannia Mill and Markeaton Street. But I also want to support us to go and see them, because we often expect them to come to us to do things, but we very rarely go to them. And I think this is something that's severely lacking. They're just as important in the SU as we are. So if I was voted into this position, I can promise you, not only would I be seen around on a very regular basis, I would make sure that you guys were seen at other campuses and that they saw you and everyone felt they were just as supported as Kettleston Road does. Thank you very much. I'm Katie. Please vote me #1 VP Student Development.
Thank you, Katie. And next up, Emily.
Me.
Emily, yeah.
Sorry, can't hear you. I I'm trying to try and make it a really sociable zone next year. That is the development zone. I've already said in my manifesto I want to have a 24-hour reply period for emails. So if I get elected, that's what I'm going to promise. During weekdays, you can be guaranteed an email within 24 hours to say I've acknowledged it, and I'm going to try and support you and help with whatever problem you have. Basically, you guys are my #1 priority. I will always put the student first. You won't find me in an office unless I need to be there, and that's all I've got to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. Next up, Sam Ansdell.
Hi. Well, firstly, an issue that I've already said, there is complete inadequate staff support for the development zone. It's not fit for purpose. It hasn't really surprised me, but this week, not once as a question about the fact that in a year's time, this zone's going to be split, there's going to be a new officer trustee, a brand new zone has been mentioned in questions, and I think that's a bit of an insult to the zone, that the people writing these questions haven't wrote questions about what's going to happen, they've wrote pointless scenarios about what could possibly happen in some parallel universe. What needs to happen in the development zone? Greater staff support. What works at Kedleston Road, what works with HE students, doesn't necessarily work with FE students and sites around Derby and up at Buxton and up at Leek. We need to find out what works with those students and give them the support that they deserve and they require. We also, things like in my manifesto, which I hope you've all read before you voted, things like one-to-one society meetings, buddy schemes, smaller societies with bigger societies, offering support and advice on how they've improved, getting them involved in the zone if they're not affiliated, and it boils down to support, and it's the same with the whole student. It's what I said in my introduction speech. We need to get the staff support so that officer trustees aren't stuck behind desks, filling in forms and replying to emails. They're out there dealing with the issues, dealing with the students, dealing with societies, dealing with RAG, dealing with Dusted, dealing with D1, dealing with volunteering and dealing with employability. As you just heard, there's a lot in this development zone. That's why it's splitting, because actually at the moment it's not fit for purpose. This union needs change. I'm Sam Ansdell, standing to be VP #1 Student Development. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Next up, Noel.
Hi, as you know, there is a lack of societies at the other campuses, but visiting Buxton and Leek and even Britannia Mill and Markeaton Street this week, I have realised that a lot of the students, especially in Leek, because we've only just merged with them recently, like you speak to them, do you know about societies? No, I don't. I want to go out there. I want to be a more approachable person. I want to be able to, people come up to me and talk to me, and I want to be able to approach people and they don't think, oh, here he comes. No, I want people to want to speak to me, and I want them to talk to me, tell me what they want. Like, you can set up your own society, even if there is a 15 minimum at the minute, and we can lower that if it is only a very niche group. I want to change that so you can have a very small group, and then if it gets well known, it can develop and it can get more well known. I also want to visit other campuses a lot more and get my face known up there. I'm Noel Alexander. Please vote for me, #1 VP Student Development. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Noel. And next up, Sophie.
Hiya. I don't know about you lot, but I love the union. The reason we're all here is to get more involved and make it better. There's been a lot of negative comments about how the union's run at the moment. We're all here to make it better. But the reason we're involved at the moment is because you like it. Like, what is the reason you're here? Like, I want to make it better. I want to make everyone's student experience better. Over at the other sites, people don't know about the development zone in like Buxton and things like that. What's the reason for this? Why isn't there a familiar face over there? Dusted wasn't there until we went up there and Sam kindly handed them out to students and explained what it was. There is a reason that this development zone isn't thriving, and it needs a big voice and a big face at all sites. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophie. Next up, Sam Alban.
Hi everyone, my name is Sam Alban. I'm running for VP of Student Development. For anyone who's read my manifesto or listened to any of the Q&As that have been going on, I keep talking about the different campuses. They are a massively important thing. We have 7 campuses in total across most of Derbyshire. And getting out there and getting the societies and getting the rest of the development zone out to those campuses is really important. At the moment, we've got no one running for Societies Officer, no one running for Buxton Societies Officer. So the next year is going to be pretty difficult, especially if no one of them in the by-election actually runs for them. So we need to get out there, and we need to get people excited about societies. We need to get people excited about the zone at different campuses. As president of the Imagineers, which I have been now for just 3 years, it gets all blurry. I've been talking with I believe it's the student governor at Leek, about getting our society running events there at Leek. And we tried to do, they tried to do some stuff over half term, and the uptake wasn't particularly great. So what we need to do is work with the people at Leek, work with the people at Buxton, here at Markeaton Street, Britannia Mill, and heck, even if they're interested, Derby Theatre, and maybe Chesterfield if they're interested as well, to actually get some things going. Work with the estates that actually run the campuses so that we can get some facilities set up. Because I know at Leek, getting the rooms there was almost impossible simply because we've never done anything there before. So it's about putting procedures in place and about talking to people.
30 seconds.
And getting out there and getting people involved. My name's Sam Alban, and I'm running for VP of Student Development.
Thank you, Sam. The scenario I have for you today is as follows. 2 student groups are applying for a considerable amount of development funding, but the amount which can be used is limited. You will have to make a choice over which student group gets the funding. How do you make this tough decision? Okay? So 2 student groups are applying for a considerable amount of development funding, but the amount which can be used is limited. You will have to make a choice over which student group gets the funding. How do you make this tough decision? Okay, you each have 2 minutes, and I'll start off with Sam Alban.
Hi everyone, my name's Sam Alban. I'm running for VP of Student Development. This has come up before. We, as a society, applied for a tremendous amount of money simply because we were told ask for the earth and see what you get. You don't necessarily have to say, well, this society will get all the money and the other side will get nothing. You can split that quite easily. That's not a problem. One of the things that was actually done with us is to say, well, we'll give you this amount of money if you can match that in funding. So we were driven then to raise, I think it was 300 quid, so that we could get another 300 on top of that from the union. That's not a problem. Determining exactly how much money to give to each society, it's not particularly easy. It's all down to context about how long the society's been around for, what exactly it is they're planning to do with the money, and how many members they have. So really, it's just down to the exact context that it's put in. It's difficult to say. My name is Sam Alban, and I'm running for VP of Student Development.
Thank you, Sam. Next up, Katie.
Hi guys. This is actually something that I have addressed in my manifesto as one of my points. I'm part of the Musician Society, and as a Musician Society, we need specific equipment that other societies will not need. Amplification, instruments, we need special rooms that are equipped to have a small group practicing or a big group practicing instruments without disrupting anybody else. Now, Markeaton Street, as a university site, has a lot of this equipment, but we're not allowed to use it. Most of the time, we are just straight out told, no, you cannot use it. And this is really unfair. We wouldn't need to ask for so much money if we were able to use the equipment that the university already has, as long as it's not being used by another student. I think the first thing to look at when you are faced with a problem like this, where 2 societies want or need money, is to think, well, does the university have the provisions for these equipment? And if they do, why are the university, when it is not being used by anybody else, why are they not making it available to be used by students? Because it's not like we're some random group from outside of the university. We are students. We are consumers. We are at this university. We pay to be part of this university and to use their equipment. Why are we not allowed to use it? Secondly, we need to look at who needs the equipment most, what equipment isn't available, and if it gets to a point where there's just no way we can split the money, we can talk to the society about opportunities to raise money, we can support them with that, which is something that doesn't really happen at the moment. So my answer is, if there was no other way and the university did not have the equipment available, we need to support societies to get money themselves. Thank you very much. I'm Katie.
Next, Emily.
Could you repeat the question, please?
Yep. 2 student groups are applying for a considerable amount of development funding, but the amount which can be used is limited. You will have to make a choice over which student group gets the funding. How do you make this tough decision?
I would simply split the funding. I don't think it's fair for anyone to miss out. But I'd also help support ways to raise the money, like events. And therefore, more people will get involved, there will be more interest, more opportunity, and more ways to develop through students. And that's basically it. I just support them, therefore supporting other people to help come to these events, learn more things, learn more about these societies that are wanting the money, and raising awareness, raising money through that. I'm Emily, vote for me, number 1, student development. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. Next up, Sam Ansdell.
Hi. Right. Firstly, do you know what? I would campaign my socks off and I'd work my socks off to give both of them funding. There is severe inequality between the funding that societies get in comparison to the funding sports teams can get. As I've said before, societies, they're lucky if they get half their coach paid for to go on a trip, yet sports teams manage to get funding every week to go to fixtures. It's also about the fact that we've got a Societies Federation. Yet again, didn't have a question on Societies Federation. It's about bringing that in, campaigning for more funding, more support for societies, and being able to give them that money that they deserve and they rightfully need. I also want to say something. I do love my students' union. I dedicate 15 hours to it. I wouldn't dedicate 15 hours to it at least every week if I didn't love my students' union. Do you know what? I love the development zone as well, and I would stand to be VP Student Development no matter who was running against me, no matter who would be my opposition. That's why you should vote Sam Ansdell number 1 to be VP Student Development. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Next up, Sophie.
Hiya. First of all, I would look at what they needed the money for, because as people have said, you apply for money and you might not necessarily need it for that reason. There might be other ways you can source that equipment or source that whatever it was that you needed. And then I'd speak to the students about how to raise money, because there are a lot of other ways other than events and things like that you can raise money. There's like tons and tons of ideas. RAG does so many different things to raise money. I know it's for charity, it's for a different thing, but it's still raising money. You can use that across the board. I won't go into about the union and stuff. I just want to get this job so I can make the union a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophie. And finally, Noel.
Yeah, I believe all students are equal. So if 2 societies came up to me, they need the funding, I'd first of all make sure they're being funded for an appropriate thing. But as Sam Ansdell said, sports do get a lot more funding, and I would hopefully work with the athletic union, hopefully get the budgeting more equal so societies can do more things with their time. I'd also help the societies raise the money that they needed to get whatever they are doing. That's basically the question. I just wanted to finally say, as this is the last Q&A, I'm a very passionate person and I really, really do want this job of Vice President of Student Development. I believe I can change the union, I can build it back up, I can get the development zone back on mark. Let's change this union and get it back on track. If you vote for me, number 1 Vice President of Student Development, I promise I will make a change for the better. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Noel. That concludes questions for candidates running for Vice President Student Development. Show some support, please.
So there we are, candidates running for Vice President Student Development. They are Sam Alban, Noel Alexander, Sam Development Ansdell, Katie, Emily Graves and Sophie the Right Choice Hewitt.
May I please welcome up candidates running for International Students Officer.
So the candidates running for International Student Officer is Razman and Anro the Right Choice Schroeder. These are the candidates running for International Students Officer.
Hello there. You each have 1 minute to introduce yourselves and outline your pledges. I will start off with Razman.
It's too high. Hello there, my name is Rashid Amin, an international student in Derby University, Kerston Road site. Been studying here since 2010, January. And one of my strengths, making friends with other students that I've experienced coming from other country and settling to the UK life, that would be beneficial for the international students. Through all my experience, I can offer advice and support to fellow international students. I also have experience in organizing events.
30 seconds.
My most recent event was in the subject of sharing culture, that was in Buxton. And the skills I possess, that is patience, positivity, organization, and multitasking. So if you vote me, then here I am, Rasman, number 1. Thank you.
Thank you, Rasman. And next up, Anro.
All right, hello everyone. For those of you who have been listening to the Q&A so far, I'm sure you've picked up on the tension and the passion that's flaring. So can you candidates, can you just turn to each other and please give each other a hug and say, oh, well done. Right. All right. My name is Andrew, and I'm the current international officer rerunning for this position. The reason I'm doing this is purely because I love my job. I'm passionate about the international department, and I'm good at my job. Yeah, I'm going to say it. And that is the reason why you should revote me.
Thank you, Andrew. The question I have for you is as follows. How can we integrate international students more within the university so that they don't feel isolated and alone? Okay, how can we integrate international students more within the university so that they don't feel isolated and alone? You each have 2 minutes. I'll start with Anro.
All right. Firstly, as international officer, get more involved with induction days, open days, where we meet international students. The ISC, International Students Center, has a brilliant program, brilliant induction program for international students. During this time, we can tell them about societies such as the International Society, which you can join. It's a very social society where international students go on trip. For instance, the Cardiff trip that's coming up now, or Chit Chat every Friday, where internationals can meet different international students from different countries or from the same country. It integrates them into kind of like a society, the international community that we have here at Derby. And I think it will bring them together and make them feel as though they aren't isolated and that there is a support group there for them on an international level. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. And finally, Rasman.
As far as I am aware, including Markeaton campus, Buxton campus, and Kerston Road side, there are more than 700 international students. But in Facebook page, I just saw 184 followers. My aim is to increase that because I'm expert into social networking. I'm also expert in networking with other students, mostly based in Markeaton campus, which are from the Arab countries, because I can speak in 4 languages, including English. So that would be my advantage for, engaging them into the social networking side. And current international society in Derby University Students' Union have only 45 members. My aim is also to increase that, because if we include the EU with the international students, there are 1,500, almost 1,500 students in Derby University in all campuses. That would be my aim. Also, there was a buddy networking in, organized by International Student Center, but there was not enough turning up when it was in Multi-Faith Center last time. So, again, I need to increase that, and that's what I'm looking for, and that's what I'm aiming for. So, again, Rasman number 1 would be your right choice. Thank you.
Thank you, Rasman. That concludes questions for candidates running for International Students Officer.
UDSU elections covered on D1.
So they are the candidates for International Students Officer, Razman and Anro, the right choice Schroeder. Good afternoon, you're listening and watching to D1's election coverage.
Also, for those who know when going actually voting this year, the union is running a referenda question. The referenda question is for the union to formulate a stance about a particular issue when taken towards the university. It is usually a yes-no answer, which is cast out for an all-student vote. The referendum question this year is as follows. Wherever possible, would you like your assessments to be marked anonymously? Okay, so wherever possible, would you like your assessments to be marked anonymously? Just a bit about anonymous marking. Anonymous marking is a term used when a lecturer marks the work of a student without prior knowledge of whose work they are marking. This would not be possible for some pieces of work, such as artistic pieces, independent studies, and any other reflective pieces. Before the elections began, we asked for nominations for someone who would, for people who would either run for or against, or so the yes/no of the campaign. Unfortunately, there's no candidates come forward for that. So therefore, for each Q&A session, we open it up to the floor for either a for or against speech regarding anonymous marking. Is there anyone from the floor who would like to speak for or against anonymous marking? Is that for? For? Okay. Does anyone want to speak against anonymous marking from the floor? Yes? No? No? Against? Thank you, Leo. Come, please take a seat. Leo, do you want to come up, Leo? Okay, you will each have 1 minute to argue the case of for or against. We'll start off with the for.
Okay, right, guys. All I'm going to say is that nobody is accusing our lecturers and our markers of showing any bias. However, there would be a case that people could feel more confident if they know that their name's not on the top of it. Maybe they've presented a problem in class, or they know they don't get on with a certain lecturer, so they would feel more confident submitting work if their work was anonymously submitted.
Thank you, Mike. And the against, Leo?
I understand the arguments for anonymous marking. In my personal experience, doing I do music, so I do quite a subjective course. For me, it's very important that the rapport I have with my lecturers, their understanding of me as a person, has always benefited me, because I'm not the best at conveying my ideas in an academic way. So for me, the strength of them understanding my way of thinking has been absolutely crucial, and for that reason, I would like my work to always be known as mine. Thank you.
Thank you both. Thank you. So there's the argument, well, the quick debate on for or against anonymous marking. Please, when you go in to vote, please make sure that you cast your voice and opinion regarding the anonymous question. That is, wherever possible, would you like your assessments to be marked anonymously? There have been candidates who were unable to make today, and they've sent through the following statements to be read out on their behalf by EMC. Hi Markeaton, my name's Lauren Daly, and I'm running to be your Inclusive Sports Officer. I will increase the amount of opportunities for all the liberation groups. I will create stronger bonds with their liberation officers and their respective societies to help increase participation. I will make promoting these events bigger and better and work hard to get all your campuses involved. So please vote Lawrence Spud Daly, #1 for Inclusive Sports Officer. Thank you. That was the statement from Lawrence Spud Daly, who's running for Inclusive Sports Officer. I believe that we are running a bit ahead of schedule today, so therefore can we have a quick 10-minute break? You can get some lunch, or you can, throughout this time you are able to campaign for the next 10 minutes. Please come back and show your support for the Glee Society as for their performance. Thank you.
So that looks like we're hitting a break. It's just nearly 10 to 1. It's Friday the 1st of March. Hello, good afternoon. You are joining us live. We are live from the Markeaton campus for the 5th and final question and answer session in these 2013 UDSU elections. So we have hit a break. I understand that about 1 o'clock we are going to get a live performance from the Glee Society. But we'll go into some music just before the Glee Society come on. This is Jessie J and Bryce Tag. Good afternoon. This is the 5th Q&A session of these 2013 UDSU elections, broadcast live on your student radio station. We are D1.
Coverage covered on D1. On your student radio station. D1.
Forget about the price tag.
UDSU elections covered on D1.
Shut up and give me whatever you got. My mind is playing tricks on me. It's the same as it's always been. Seeing things out the corner of my eye. Why you gonna be my guy? Waiting for a session and now we feel the pressure. Get some fun. Take
Hello, good afternoon. It's just nearly 1 o'clock. You're listening to D1. We are live from the Markeaton Street campus for these 5th and final UDSU elections question and answer sessions. Everything is covered on D1. We are live streaming on the internet, d1radio.com/elections, or you can listen to the audio at d1radio.com and click on the player as well. Voting is now open. It's been open since Monday and it closes on Tuesday at midday. You can log on to UDO if you're a University of Derby student, or it's a paper ballot if you're at Leek. We do have a performance from the Glee Society coming up very soon. And D1 will be broadcasting the results night live on Wednesday from 7 o'clock. We're going to get all the build up from 5 o'clock. And then all the results will be live in video on our website. The entirety of this Q&A session as well will also be made available public on D1, the D1 website, d1radio.com/elections. There'll be a watch again link, which takes us to our YouTube page where you can watch the whole question and answer session again. You can also catch all the other question and answer sessions, apart from the Britannia Mill one, where we did have a few technical problems and we were unable to broadcast that to you. If you do have a problem with that, you can email the chair of the EMC at emc@udsu.co.uk. This is D1. We are live from Markeaton Street. And coming up is Friday I'm in Love. It's nearly 1 o'clock, Friday the 1st of March. We're live from Markeaton Street for the final question and answer sessions in the 2013 UDSU elections.
UDSU elections covered on D1.
Thursday, I don't care about you, it's Friday.
Keep up to date on everything happening in your student union. Visit www.udsu.co.uk.
You've read the books, you've watched the shows. What's the best way? No one knows. You meditate, get hypnotized. Anything to take from your mind, but it won't. Oh, you're doing all these things out of desperation. Whoa, you're going through 6 degrees of separation. You hit the drink, you take a toke. Watch the past go up in smoke. You fake a smile, you lie and say you're better now than ever, and your life's okay when it's not. No, you're doing all these things out of desperation. Whoa, you're going through 6 degrees of separation. First, you think the worst is a broken heart. What's gonna kill you is the second part. And the third is when your world splits down the middle. And fourth, you're gonna think that you fixed yourself. Fifth, you see the man with someone else. And the sixth is when you admit you may have messed up a little. There ain't no help, it's every man for himself. No, there ain't no help, it's every man for himself. You tell your friends and strangers too, and you wanna throw an arm around you. Yeah, tarot cards, gems and stones, believing all that shit gonna heal your soul. Well, it's not. No, you're only doing things out of desperation. No, you're going through 6 degrees of separation. First, you think the worst is a broken heart. What's gonna kill you is the second part. And the third is when your world splits down the middle. And fourth, you're gonna think that you fixed yourself. Fifth, you see the man with someone else. And the sixth is when you admit you may have messed up a little. No, there's no starting over without finding closure. You take them back, no hesitation. That's when you know you reach the 6th degree of separation. Oh, no, there's no starting over without finding closure. You take them back, no hesitation. That's when you know you reach the 6th degree of separation. First, you think the worst is a broken heart. What's gonna kill you is the second part. And the third is when your world splits down the middle. And fourth, you're gonna think that you fixed yourself. Fifth, you see the man with someone else. And the sixth is when you admit you may have messed up a little. There ain't no help, it's every man for yourself. Through 6 degrees of separation. It's every man for yourself. Through 6 degrees of separation.
We are your student radio station. We are D1.
Right, it's just gone 1 o'clock, and it's now back to James Beckett.
Hello and welcome back to the Markeaton Street Q&As. Just to close the Q&As, as we started with a performance from the Glee Society, I thought it was best fit for us to end with a performance from the Glee Society. So we can show some support for the Glee Society.
I know I gave you to you months ago.
Tonight, we are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. Tonight, we are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. But our friends are back, so let's raise a toast, 'cause I found someone to carry me home tonight. We are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. Tonight, we are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. Carry me home tonight. Just carry me home tonight. Carry me home tonight. Just carry me home tonight. Carry me home tonight. Just carry me home tonight. Just carry me home tonight. Just carry me home tonight. Tonight, we are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. We are young. We are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. So if by the time bar closes you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight.
UDSU elections covered on D1. From one great song to another. This is your student radio station, D1.
Wide awake, and now it's clear to me that everything you see ain't always what it seems. I'm wide awake, yeah, I was dreaming for so long. I wish I knew then what I know now. Wouldn't dive in, wouldn't bow down. Gravity hurts, you made it so sweet. Till I woke up on the concrete, falling from cloud nine. Crashing from the high, I'm letting go tonight. I'm falling from cloud nine. I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. Yeah, I'm born again. I don't understand. I don't have to pretend. And it's too late. The story's over now. I wish I knew then what I know now.
Who wants? Does anyone want one more? One more performance?
Keep up to date on everything happening in your Students' Union. Visit www.udsu.co.uk.
Yes. Let's give it up and show some support for the Glee Society for some wonderful
UDSU elections covered on D1.
Thanks so much, guys. Thank you ever so much. So this formally brings a close to the Q&As for this year's elections. Voting is currently open and remain open until Tuesday, the 5th of March at 12 p.m. All manifestos for all candidates are available online via the UDSU website and also in the latest issue of Dusted. Please be aware that every candidate is running against a candidate called Run, which means reopen nominations, so you can vote for this person if you feel that no candidate is suitable for the role. I just want to say many thanks for the Event Society, D1 for helping to stream and set up all this week's Q&As. Thank you for all the viewers online, and also thank you for the listeners online as well, especially those in Keddes. Remember, this is your opportunity to actually choose your student leadership team and your reps for the next academic year. So please cast your votes and actually vote for someone who you want to improve your student voice and improve your students' union. As we said earlier, the results will be announced on Wednesday the 6th of March from 7 p.m. in the Academy. We wish all candidates the very best of luck. Take care.
UDSU elections covered on D1.
So that concludes today's question and answer sessions. That was the 5th and final question and answer session live from Markeaton Street. We've been D1, we've been broadcasting all of the question and answer sessions all of this week throughout the region, wherever we have been. Thank you very much for joining us over the last week. It's been a hard week, it's been a long week. I think I'm going to need the weekend to recover now. So it's now time to hand back over to our studio at Kedleston Road for Luke Gold and Brett Maskill. On behalf of everyone here at D1, we thank you very much for tuning into the question and answer sessions. We'll be back live on Wednesday at 7 o'clock from the Academy Bar for the results.
I'm the cat with the bass and drum, going around like bum bum bum.